Whoa. That was weird.
Okay, so I have good news and I have bad news.
Okay, what's the good news?
I think I can fix it.
Okay, what's the bad news?
I'm not sure how.
Okay, let's start this over. What's the problem again?
That.
We seem to be shifting through all the infinite universes in the multiverse.
Yup.
Okay, I've got it. I have a plan.
That won't work. Robot Don Quixote is in our original universe. He's not with us.
Right.
I have a better plan, though. We need to follow the mimetic pathways we've inscribed into RPGs we've seen, played, or otherwise encountered. I think a few less than a dozen should suffice.
Oh, okay. Oh, like a top 10 list!
Right!
One more time, got the feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate, celebrate and dance so free. One more time, this got the feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate, celebrate and dance so free. One more time, this got the feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate, celebrate and dance so free. One more time, this got the feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate, celebrate and
Number 10.
Whoa. Okay, clearly we've just crossed into the Rifts universe. You see, Rifts is the ultimate mashup of everything cool in role-playing games. In the Rifts universe, there was a massive war, killing off as many humans as possible, thus forcing life force energy into the ley lines, causing a giant magical backlash to kill even more humans, causing more life force energy to flow into the ley lines, thus ripping open the nexus points, causing horrifying monsters to pour into our universe. The humans form a coalition against these in the last remaining cities. It's awesome and amazing.
Huh. You seem to know quite a bit about it.
Yeah.
Is the system any good?
No, it's terrible.
Number 9.
Oof.
Whoa. That was interesting. Oh, hey! Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. That's based on the Warhammer game. It comes with all these little bits and everything, and they come in this big box. And it's a box of awesome! Because Fantasy Flight Games is good about that. They're like, hey, we have this box of awesome. Would you like it? And you're like, yeah, I totally like that. And then you get it, and you're like, yay! And then they're like, hey, we have this other box of awesome. Would you like that too? And then they're like, no, actually, because I already spent all my money on your first box of awesome. And they're like, that's okay. We have it right here. We'll wait.
Also comes with cool custom dice.
Right, moving on.
Number 8.
Whoa. Feels like we're hundreds of miles below the Earth's surface.
Huh, I had wondered where this old couch had gotten off to.
This must be Hollow Earth Expedition.
Right, an action-adventure pulp RPG.
Right, and it's time for an expedition. Where the men are men, the women are women, and the villains are Nazis!
And the great part about this game is that it uses binary dice.
Wait, more specialty dice? Really? Are you the one that's making all these RPGs? Is that what's going on?
Just because a game uses specialty dice doesn't mean it's not good. And this game is one of the best in the genre.
Well, combine that with the fact that outlandish costumes get you a tangible in-game bonus, and it gets in my book every time.
We should get out of here, though. The center of the Earth has dinosaurs.
Right! Let's go.
Number 7.
Yeah. Where are we now?
I think we're in Dragon Age.
Dragon Age, are you sure?
Call it a hunch.
I thought Dragon Age was just a video game, though.
Well, it was, but with the success of the video game, they decided to make a pencil and paper role-playing game, and it came out pretty good.
Well, if it's just pretty good, why is it on our list?
Well, number one, for RPGs, pretty good is darn good. And number two, it has a compelling story, decent setting, and the gameplay feels like you're playing Dragon Age.
I do like playing Dragon Age.
I do too. But I think we need to get out of here.
Oh, why?
I'm pretty sure I'm a blood mage.
Number 6.
I'm not gonna get used to that anytime soon.
Nope.
Ugh. Hey! Dungeons & Dragons 4th edition! You know, Dungeons & Dragons was the first RPG. It was the game that founded all RPGs.
Yeah, and with the 4th edition of the game, they've actually came up with some new and interesting ideas, and are doing things that no other RPG to date is doing.
So why isn't it higher on the list?
Well, unfortunately, in their effort to make a solid and playable game, which they have, they've deviated from the idea of a role-playing game into more of a customizable board game with role-playing elements. Really, it's still a role-playing game, but only in the loosest senses of the term. Thus, not very high on our list.
Well, on the plus side, it looks like we got home sooner.
No, we're not.
No?
Wrong curtain.
Oh. Is that Tinkerbell?
Yes, that's Tinkerbell.
Number 5.
Whoa. Deja vu.
Yeah, really. Wait, do you hear that?
Is that us in the other room?
That's us in the other room. That's bad.
That's real bad. Well, we've already said all we need to say about Doctor Who Adventures in Time and Space. It's a good game.
Yeah, the system works for what it needs to do, and you can play an entire episode of Doctor Who that's made by you. Not much more needs to be said.
Let's get out of here. Something bad could really happen.
Yeah, like they could walk in here and we could stop existing. That's a possibility.
Number 4.
Whoa. Kinda generic, huh?
Oh my goodness, do you know what that pentacle means?
I've suddenly grown a fondness for goth jewelry?
No, it means that we're in the Dresden Files role-playing game.
Oh, right, that's the one that's based off the Fate system. Books by Jim Butcher, right?
Oh yeah, few good books like, Stormfront, Full Moon, Grave Peril, and a few others.
Good heavens! Why does this always happen to me during RPGs?
I don't know. The unique thing about this are the aspects, completely customizable to your character. And of course the fate points, which let you modify the story, such as, I'm going to spend my fate points to get us to the next part of the review.
Oh, that seems very convenient.
Number 3.
I've been awake now. We're going on 30 days.
It's been like 10 minutes since we started doing this whole thing. Anyway, we're in the Don't Rest Your Head universe.
I can see the cracks starting to form in the universe.
It's a horror setting where insomniacs wake up to the Mad City.
13th hour is upon us. I can hear the bell tolling.
The system's pretty interesting. You roll various different colored d6s, and depending on which dice pool has the highest numbers determines generally what happens.
They're coming. The nightmares are going to be upon us.
Oh yeah, the Mad City is populated by nightmares who were once humans but allowed their madness to completely take control of them and transform them into otherworldly beings. Also, hello.
We can't stay here. We can't sleep. Don't rest your head.
Number 2.
For years, when people thought of RPGs, they thought about gathering around dining room tables, rolling dice, and delving through dungeons. And the game that everyone played was Dungeons & Dragons. Unfortunately, when Dungeons & Dragons 4th edition came out, it alienated a huge segment of the gamer population.
But where 4th edition dropped the torch, the game Pathfinder picked it up to become the spiritual successor of the Gygaxian legacy that is Dungeons & Dragons.
Subject to the largest open playtest in RPG history. Pathfinder, without pandering to its audience, gives them what they want and what they deserve.
Really, what more can be said of it than it is the best fantasy-based role-playing game on the market today.
So, you think they're going to give us any money for this free plug?
Probably not.
Fair enough.
But with the close proximity to the couch, I think we'll be home shortly.
Fair enough.
The number 1 best RPG.
Well, now that joke's out of the way.
Ugh. So clearly we're talking about the World of Darkness. Don't mind all those goth LARPers. This game is the real deal. This game has a wonderful, simple system based around the idea of telling a straight, macabre story.
The game is really easy to pick up, it's easy to make a character, And say you don't want to play a regular mortal. That's okay. You can play Frankenstein's monster. Say you don't want to do that. You can play a super ghost. Say you don't want to do that. You can play a magical fairy creature from another dimension. Say you don't want to do that. You can play a modern day wizard. Say you don't want to do that. You can play a werewolf. Say you don't want to do that. You can play a non-sparkly vampire.
That's what, 7 games rolled into one?
Yeah,
And that's not even counting if you want to hunt one of these creatures.
that's a fact.
Okay, hands down, bar none, the World of Darkness is the best RPG system on the market today.
It is so good, it can bring you back from another dimension. Well, it worked for us.
And since we're back, it's time for a little rest and relaxation.
That was the door. That was the door again. You want to go just answer it?
Harder, better, faster, stronger. More than power, never. Ever after work is over. Work it, make it, do it.
Now, some of you may be wondering how it is we determined what order we would be reviewing these in, since our personal preferences deviated, and as such our lists did not match up perfectly.
Now, we used a highly scientific method that completely removed our own personal bias from the lists. Alright, so I'm going to play my land for the turn, tap those 3, to reveal Ithaca from the tarot deck, allowing me to move Robot Don Quixote to the pits.
Alright, that makes it my turn, and 2 swamps and 3 plains completes the contract, allowing me to click the dinosaur 3 times, and calling for a roll-off.
Alright.
Okay, that combined with putting Big Daddy into attack mode gives me an 88.
Alright, I think that means Dragon Age is our number 7.
Definitely.